Hey, Adam here again, and in this video we're going to be talking about how to find the perfect upsell for your product and your niche. So in the last video we talked about what are upsells and why upsells are so important for your product. You know, they make you a lot more money and they give the customer exactly what they need that is extra and on top of what your product offers. So how do you find the perfect upsell for your specific niche? Now, upsells go, into any business out there, and you may not even realize it. When you go to a movie theater, right, and you go and buy something at the counter and you want to get some popcorn, they say, "Would you like a Coke with that?" That is an upsell. Why is it a perfect upsell? Because you're going to be thirsty from all the popcorn because it's salty. So an upsell always complements the product that you are selling and makes it a lot better. Now, the number one thing you need to know right now, right off the bat, is basically you can never have an upsell that is necessary for a product to work on the front end. The upsell can't be the exact same thing as that product. And another thing is that upsell can't be something that makes that product only work if you buy that upsell. So for example, if you sold a course that they had to buy the upsell for the product to actually work or actually be usable, that is a no-no. You do not do that. It always complements the actual front end product that you sell them. So again, like I was talking about before, would you like a Coke with that? Popcorn, you get thirsty. Coke complements that. You're going to be thirsty. It helps your customer. It gives them something that they will need as well. Now, let's think about it when it comes to golfing, for example. Let's say your course is all about putting, like we used in the past examples. So they're buying their front-end course about putting, how to have the perfect putt when they're on the green. Now, the perfect upsell for that would be, okay, now that you know how to have the perfect putt, are you actually getting onto the green? Are you driving correctly? Are you hitting great with irons? Those are great examples of upsells that complement the product, okay? Another example of something that complements it would be a health and fitness thing. Let's say someone is trying to lose belly fat, for example, and their front end product is about how to lose that belly fat. The perfect upsell would be how to basically keep your fat from coming back. That is a problem that people know they will have to deal with, and that is a perfect complement to that product. So you always want it to be the perfect complement, and you can have multiple upsells, but all of those 3 upsells or 2 upsells or 1 upsells that you have all have to be complements of the front end product, which is your actual main product. Whatever your first thing that you thought about, your niche, your sub niche, your passion, whatever that is, golfing, or then finding the sub niche within there, putting. It needs to be all complementing that sub niche. Okay, so an upsell doesn't necessarily need to complement the upsell afterward. For example, if you have a course about cooking, right? And let's say your front end product, your actual main product for it is how to cook Mexican food, like we talked about before, right? But specifically, it's how to cook nachos, for example. That is your course. You are the best nacho maker ever, and you're teaching on the front end course, your main one, is how to cook the best nachos. So now, for example, the next upsell will be, okay, great, now that you know how to cook nachos, and now that you know all the best recipes for nachos, which you're going to learn in a little bit, why don't you listen to me right now and let me tell you that I have another great thing that is cooking the best burritos out there. That complements the nachos. Now, after they buy that, there's another upsell that they can see and say, now that you know how to cook the best burritos out there, how about cooking the best taquitos? Because it all complements the Mexican food niche. You know, you don't want to have the next upsell after the first upsell be, first upsell being a burrito, how to cook a good burrito, for example, how to cook a tortilla for that burrito. That doesn't make sense because you want it to be all focused around the front end product, which is the main niche, the main sub niche that you're teaching, which in this case is Mexican food, and in this case is a sub niche of that even, nachos. So it doesn't have to be about the upsell right before. You want to base it around the original product. So depending on how many upsells you have, we recommend the most you have is 3. The best that we've seen that works is around 2 upsells, and you want those to be around the main product. So hopefully I got that into your head and you can understand a little bit about how to find the best upsell possible for your product. Now, a great way to go about doing this is, talking to people, surveying people, kind of looking at your avatar, finding what their best solution is like we talked about in the past, but really thinking about, all right, if someone is interested in this, what is something that really complements that? If you are teaching something about art, for example, how to be a great painter, a great upsell would be, what are the perfect brushes? What is a really nice brush that, does really great oil painting or something like that? It complements the front end product. And then the next upsell could be, what is something that is, instead of doing oil painting, how about, doing watercolor painting and stuff like that. So it complements the main thing, which is how to be a great painter and a great artist. So it really needs to tie in, and there is an upsell for anything out there. You just have to really think deep and think about what are the issues that people have and what is a perfect complement to your actual main product that will help them and doesn't make it so that they have to buy the upsell to make your main product work. You don't want to do that. That will just cause refunds, and that will make it so that people are not happy once they get into the product. Because how would you feel if you went into a product and you bought something, and let's say you were buying a weight loss product, for example, and it was going to teach you how to do ab workout or how to lose belly fat, and you got inside and it says, congratulations, you've now bought this, and why don't you take a look at this upsell real quick, which is saying, what are the great ab workouts to do this? You just thought you bought a course that taught you how to basically lose your belly fat, and now all of a sudden it's saying you got to buy something else to really make the product work. That's just not cool and unfair. So you always want to make sure that it is something that is really works together with the front end product and really will, make it something that is of value to them that they don't necessarily need if they don't buy it. So that is what upsells are all about and why it's so important to pick the perfect upsells. What I want you to do right now is, take out a notepad and kind of like jot down some ideas of what you think would be the perfect upsell for your niche, for your sub-niche, for your passion that you're creating your product about, and really write down a few and narrow them down and really think about what's easiest for you to create. What's something that you really know about that you think would be the perfect fit. So do that now, as well as a PDF under here where you can kind of get more inspiration about how to find the perfect upsell and all of that, which I definitely recommend reading, and we'll see you in the next video.